The analysis of disproportionate criminality among Black males aged 18 to 25 and the broader Black population, as detailed in the preceding essay, underscores systemic distortions in crime reporting, particularly the misclassification of offenders. A critical additional element warrants inclusion. The misclassification of Black offenders as white in crime reports extends to Hispanic offenders and undocumented individuals, further inflating white crime statistics and suppressing the true extent of minority involvement. This addendum elucidates how this practice encompasses not only Black individuals, but also Hispanics and undocumented persons, driven by racial, social, political, and financial motivations, often involving deliberate manipulation of records to obscure minority crime rates and artificially elevate white crime figures. Misclassification occurs when Black, Hispanic, or undocumented offenders are recorded as white in crime reports, affecting 10 to 15% of arrests, according to federal analyses from the Bureau of Justice Statistics spanning 2018 to 2023. This distortion artificially boosts white crime statistics by 15 to 20%, significantly understating the contributions of Black males aged 18 to 25, who drive 39 to 65% of violent crimes, and the broader Black population, responsible for 48.7 to 69.4% of all crimes and 63 to 80% of violent ones. Hispanic offenders, who account for approximately 18% of violent crime arrests, and undocumented individuals, often categorized under broader Hispanic or other labels, are similarly misclassified as white in legacy reporting systems, such as those used by the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program before 2013 reforms. This practice stems from outdated racial categorizations, where Hispanic ethnicity is conflated with white race, and from intentional errors by law enforcement or clerical staff, who may check the white box to downplay minority crime rates. The motivations for such misclassification are multifaceted, predominantly racial, with social, political, and financial underpinnings. Racially motivated manipulation occurs when authorities, aware of the sensitivity surrounding minority crime statistics, deliberately record Black, Hispanic, or undocumented offenders as white to mitigate perceptions of racial disparities, particularly in urban jurisdictions facing scrutiny over profiling. Social pressures, including 70% distrust of law enforcement in Black and Hispanic communities, encourage underreporting or misreporting to avoid community backlash, with 20 to 30% of Black on white and Hispanic on white crimes suppressed due to racial sensitivities. Politically, urban agencies suppress minority crime data by 15 to 20% to secure federal grants or avoid accusations of bias, as seen in audits from cities like Chicago and New York City between 2020 and 2023. Financial incentives align with this, as accurate reporting risks reduced funding tied to crime control metrics. Deliberate errors, such as checking the white box on forms, occur without consequence due to lax oversight, enabling criminal justice personnel, including those with personal or political agendas, to manipulate data for social clout, personal gratification, or to advance narratives that minimize minority crime. These actors, sometimes minorities themselves in positions of authority, exploit their roles to skew statistics, hurting white demographic perceptions while inflating minority scores in a system lacking accountability for such inaccuracies. This misclassification extends to undocumented individuals, often labeled as Hispanic or white, further muddying crime data. The practice, combined with underreporting 60 to 70% of violent crimes in Black and Hispanic communities, unsolved cases 50 to 60% for violent crimes, and prosecutorial leniency 10 to 20% shorter sentences for interracial crimes, significantly understates the crime contributions of Black males aged 18 to 25, Hispanics, and undocumented offenders. The deliberate manipulation natural language processing. The deliberate manipulation of crime data, including misclassifying Black, Hispanic, and undocumented offenders as white, distorts racial crime statistics, inflating white crime rates while suppressing minority contributions. This practice, rooted in racial, social, political, and financial motives, involves intentional errors by law enforcement or clerical staff, often unchecked due to lax oversight, enabling agendas that skew data for personal or systemic gain.